Okay, so the waves used to carry any sort of signal are called carrier waves. And the ones we're going to talk about mostly are microwaves and infrared waves. So the way that I like to talk about this is if you draw a picture of the Earth and you've got your station here. Now, radio waves are very much dependent on the atmosphere. So they get bounced off a bit of the atmosphere called the ionosphere. And to somebody's house now. Things that you need to know about radio waves and about all waves in general, to be honest, is the shorter the wavelength, the more information they carry. And that's true for all waves, but for radio waves, the shorter the wavelength, the more the atmosphere gets in the way. So the shorter their distances, the shorter the distance they can travel is. Okay, so that's why music stations, which have got a lot of information on them, they tend to be on FM because they've got a shorter wavelength, and talk radio tends to be on AM, which is slightly longer wave radio waves, and the shipping forecast is on long wave because the longer the wavelength, the further it can travel. Okay, but the less information it can carry. And that's just like the quality. So if you think about like sound quality on your MP3s, it's not to do with like how fast somebody's talking. That's not information. The information is how good the sound quality is, how detailed is it. Okay, so next what we've got is so that one would be radio, and like I said, the shorter the more information, but the shorter the distance. Next up you've got microwaves. Now microwaves are a little bit different because microwaves can go through the atmosphere and to satellites. Then the satellite can beam it straight back down if it wants to, or the satellite can beam it to another satellite. And then down. Okay, so microwaves can have got much shorter wavelength than a radio wave, so it can go through the atmosphere, because remember, what we said about energy is proportional to frequency. So if you've got a high frequency, you've got high energy, so this has got enough energy to get through the atmosphere. Once it's through the atmosphere, it can be used as a satellite relay, and it can get to anywhere in the world. Hence why it's used for satellite phones, satellite TV. Okay, so that's microwaves. Okay, so your mobile phone, that uses microwaves, and people worry about the dangers of microwaves, but what they pick is they pick the lowest energy that they can that can still get through the atmosphere, so they're not dangerous as far as we know. Where people are worried about children's brains, because children's brains are much thinner than adult brains, so they might be able to penetrate through a child's brain a little bit more. So, and long-term effects have not been tested yet, because obviously the mobile phones haven't been around for long enough yet. The other thing you need to know about is how these signals turned into electric signals and vice versa. Well, there's something called a piezoelectric crystal. You don't need to know about this, but it's just interesting. So this is a piezoelectric crystal. If you talk to it, it will vibrate. Now, the really cool thing about a piezoelectric crystal is that when it vibrates, it generates an electric signal. And that electric signal will depend upon the sound energy that went in that was making it vibrate, and it turns that into a series of ones and zeros, so this would be your receiver or your microphone. This is your source, and this is now an electrical signal. And what that does then is it then sends that to so it could send it to a computer to store that information as ones and zeros on a computer, or it could send it to another piezoelectric crystal. And the other cool thing about piezoelectric crystals is that when they vibrate, so when they receive an electric signal, they vibrate. You then amplify those vibrations. Those vibrations get turned into sound waves, and then that gets sent to an amplifier, which is your speaker. And all that does is it turns that small signal into a bigger signal. It doesn't change it at all. It just increases the amplitude. Amplifier. Okay, so that's how you can turn these signals, and in different things they'll have different receivers for them. So in your mobile phone you'll have a piezoelectric crystal that will receive the microwave that's being sent down, and it will be tuned to the frequency of the microwave, so it will vibrate more at that frequency than something else would. Okay, so it's designed to pick up that frequency. It will vibrate, but then turn those vibrations. Those vibrations produce an electric signal. The electric signal is then turned into ones and zeros, which then causes your speaker to vibrate so that you can hear the person talking to you.